What up, you freaking nerds? My name is Fallout, and today I want to talk about a ton of new weapons in Season 19 of D2. Naturally, I don't have all of these weapons yet, because we're only one day in. However, I've combed through the API and chatted with a bunch of my fellow number fanatics about what weapons and perk combos we are most interested in hunting down in Season 19. Today's list will contain both brand new weapons and old weapons with updated perk pools. I'll include a very obvious spoiler warning. If you want to learn about all the new weapons in the game on your own, feel free to get out of here right now and go watch a few cat videos instead. There, you have been affectionately warned. Hey, if you're anything like me, you really hate traveling for the holidays because traveling sucks, but you can take the edge off with these. Raycon wireless earbuds offer premium sound, great features, a comfortable fit, and up to 32 hours of battery life. Perfect if you're stuck in an airport, you're on a long drive, or you just want to give somebody a really good holiday gift. Really does help that these bad boys start at half the price of other premium audio brands. And I freaking love jogging with these things. I mean, not jogging. I hate that. It's terrible. Don't like doing it. But at least I can enjoy listening to whatever I want with my Raycon earbuds when I do have to go jogging. And for the next month, Raycon will have a countdown to Christmas with a new pop-up flash deal for you to take advantage of every single day. You can find Raycons in stores right now, but you're always going to get the best deal at buyraycon.com/fallout. The Raycon website also offers free shipping, free returns, and buy now, pay later options. And on top of that, a 30-day happiness guarantee. You literally have nothing to lose. Go to buyraycon.com/fallout and use code HOLIDAY to get 15% off your order. There will also be new pop-up deals every day during Raycon's countdown to Christmas, and I'll try to keep the description box updated with the latest offers, but just so you know, you can always go to buyraycon.com/fallout to get the best deals on Raycon. All right, back to the content. Keep in mind, by the way, that the new dungeon weapons are not in today's video because they're not in the API yet, and we have no idea what they are. With that in mind, first and foremost, Rose. If you've been living under a rock and not reading up on new season info, yeah, Rose is back and better than ever. It's got a brand new perk pool and it is awesome. Out of every perk available in column 3 and 4, I can honestly say that maybe the only perk I'm not interested in for PvP is probably Vorpal Weapon, but every other perk on the weapon is a confirmed banger. Moving Target, Eye of the Storm, Perpetual Motion, Opening Shot, Explosive Payload, Rapid Hit, Rangefinder. Good God Almighty, the Rose is going to go hard in PvP. Gun to my head, I'm probably going to target Perpetual Motion and Eye of the Storm. But again, all these perks are hot. Icing on the cake, there is a 5th column available on Rose where you can get grips to further customize the gun. Looking through each grip, I'd be happy with really any of them, with maybe Textured Grip as the one exception. I mean, handling is great, but I don't like harming my stability. Also, if you're hyper fixated on tiny details, you may have noticed that Rose is not only a 140 RPM hand cannon, by the way, but a lightweight frame 140 RPM hand cannon. That means that unlike other 140 RPM hand cannons, you'll be able to run slightly quicker when wielding Rose, which is great. The only potential bad news, you gotta grind comp in order to get your Rose. But the good news is you can get new rolls every week. By the way, 85 goddamned aim assist. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing. Next up, Disparity, a brand new ag frame 4-burst pulse rifle. I'm always kind of in the market for a good 4-burst rifle, and hopefully Disparity gets the job done. Good news right out the gate, Disparity is craftable, meaning given enough time, you can just tell RNG to go f itself and make your own god roll. Perk-wise, a lot of great stuff for both PvE and PvP. If you're a melee lover, you've got Pugilist and Swashbuckler, rock solid combo right there. You've also got your pick from Moving Target, Heating Up, Rapid Hit, Eye of the Storm, Desperado, Kill Clip, Headstone, and the newly buffed Headseeker. I'm probably gonna go with Eye of the Storm though, as Disparity is only one of 7 rifles in the entire game to have the ability to roll with Eye, and only one of 3 rifles in the game capable of rolling enhanced Eye of the Storm, which, to be fair, only gives you extra stability, but hey, pulse rifles love stability. I should mention that Disparity also has access to the brand new origin trait Ambush, better range, handling, and damage against enemies during the opening moments of an engagement. Think Opening Shot, but with extra damage. Before you ask, yes, Ambush does work in PvP, but it doesn't didn't give the extra damage factor. Kinda thank God. That might have been too wild. Even still, more handling and more range for free in PvP is nothing to sneeze at. And if you play PvE, hey, even better, extra damage for free. Next weapon, Stay Frosty, a brand new lightweight frame kinetic pulse rifle. If the aesthetic of the weapon feels oddly familiar to you, that would be because the Frosty is very likely a dawning weapon, which, reminder, drops in D2 on next Tuesday the 13th. Historically, the dawning weapons have never really blown me away too much, except maybe Glacioclasm before it got kicked in the crotch. But the new dawning weapon origin trait is enough to make me raise an eyebrow. Dawning Surprise. Rapidly defeating enemies will award a dawning gift. Defeating powerful targets count as more than one. You can literally loot farm with this or any dawning weapon by rapidly killing enemies. Hot. Go ahead and take Frosty to the opening area of the Grasp dungeon and turn it into an actual loot cave. If you're feeling frisky, you can bring Frosty into PvP. The roles I'm probably most interested in are either Encore and Headseeker or Tunnel Vision and Kill Clip. Again, remember that both Encore and Headseeker were both buffed in Season 19. Next up, the Jarararararara. Kind of a funky looking weapon, but the Jarararararara gets an honorable mention from me just because it's a better version of an already slept on scout rifle, the Contingency Plan. I picked up a CP from Banshee with Kill Clip, and I gotta tell you, that thing catches a lot of people off guard in PvP. Thing is, my contingency has firmly planted, which, while okay, doesn't really hold a candle IMO to what the Jarararararara can offer you, including perpetual motion, rapid hit, and tunnel vision. For those who are truly feeling insane, Jarararararara also has the potential to roll with Golden Tricorn, which, if you recall, can grant you up to an extra 50% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Relatively difficult to trigger, but for those who do, you will literally annihilate people in PvP during that 10-second window. Sleep on the Jarararararara at your own risk. Next up, the new and improved Cold Front SMG. Back for the Dawning, which again is happening next week, new Cold Front has some schmexy looking options on paper that I'm really looking forward to toying around with. Tap the Trigger is now available in Column 3, which was never on the old front, and we've got the new and improved Air Assault. No, I'm not joking. I know Air Assault used to be actually the legit worst weapon perk in the game, but now it's somewhat viable. You can get up to 60 AE with Air Assault right now, which definitely makes the AE system that we all kind of hate a tad more bearable. Only downside for the Cold Front is that if I get one with any perk in Column 4 that isn't Rangefinder, I'm probably going to throw the entire thing into the trash. Rangefinder is so important on SMGs and PvP, which is going to take that zoom number from 14 to 15 on the Cold Front. If you're interested in the PvE version of Cold Front, you've got the trash murdering role of either Stats for All, One for All, or Subsistence and Frenzy. Cold Front also has the new Dawning Surprise Origin trait, making it possible to farm for a Cold Front while using the Cold Front. Wrap your head around that. Moving right along, the Prolonged Engagement SMG. Gotta be honest, right up front, getting a God roll in the engagement is going to be rough. 12 perks in Column 3 and 12 perks in Column 4, and you have to grind Vanguard activities to get it to drop. The good news is, PvE-wise, a lot of killer perks on the engagement. Subsistence, Feeding Frenzy, Outlaw, Frenzy, Surrounded, Multi-Kill Clip, One for All, Headstone, and Adagio. God damn, pretty much anything you could be looking for PvE covered right there. PvP-wise, though, I am looking at a really tight window, tight enough to the point where maybe I won't be grinding for an engagement PvP roll. Full bore, ricochet rounds, dynamic sway, rangefinder, and a range masterwork is my uncompromising PvP god roll. And with all the perk combos available on the engagement, the odds of getting that exact roll for PvP are, get ready, 1 in 48,672 drops. So yeah, maybe don't grind for that roll. And if you do get that roll to drop for PvP, for the love of God, do not tag me on Twitter or I will be under your bed that night. Next weapon, the Dark Decider, aka the brand new Iron Banner auto rifle. I'm gonna keep it real with you, oh viewer mine. The only real reason I'm remotely interested in the Decider is for the Skulking Wolf origin trait. While at low health, Guardian Final Blows give you enhanced radar and remove you from enemy radar. Hot. I mean, stat-wise, the weapon's not bad. You can roll with Dynamic in Column 3 and Iron Reach or Rangefinder in Column 4 with Golden Tricorn there for the bold. You've also got Iron Grip there in Column 3 if you want to pair that together with Iron Reach, but again, I'm probably going to go with Dynamic and Rangefinder. It's got PvE options too, by the way. Subsistence and Volt Shot on an Arc Auto Rifle should be a damn good time, especially when you realize the other origin trait available is Viced Stinger. Something for everyone. Next up, we have the Judgment of Kelgorath, aka the new Solar Glaive. Judgment is yet another weapon I really want for just one role, that role being tilting at windmills and Unstoppable Force. I know, Unstoppable Force was nerfed going into Season 19. It now only does 20% extra damage rather than 30%. Well, guess what? Judgment is an aggressive frame glaive, the first of its kind. On its own in PvP, Judgment does 147 damage via the projectile attack. If you combine that with 20% from Unstoppable Force and an extra 15% on top, which you can get from the Lumina hand cannon or any other 15% buff, and you get a grand total of 202 damage with one glaive shot, meaning the Judgment has the rare ability to potentially one-shot people in PvP at range. Yeah, I know, very niche and very silly, but I want to pull that off very badly. Just think of the salt that you could farm. Oh, and Judgment also has the brand new perk Close to Melee that might be able to let you get a 2-whack kill in PvP, but again, I'm far more interested in one-tapping people with Unstoppable. Moving on, Exalted Truth, aka the brand new Trials hand cannon. I know people out there might be groaning, ugh, more PvP hand cannons? You're goddamn right, more PvP hand cannons. I can never have too much of a good thing, and that is why I will 100% be grinding the Truth when it comes out. If you manage to get the Adept version, then you have the ability to equip it with Adept weapon mods. Huge selling point IMO. On top of that, Truth has great perks on paper, including Rangefinder in column 3, by the way, Outlaw, Killing Wind, and the all-new perks Shot Swap and Perfect Float. I don't know how long it'll take to activate Perfect Float, but even if you plan on using it on the ground, it'll help you out with improved flinch reduction. Nice. Shot Swap would be an interesting perk to pair together with a really good shotgun in PvP. Truth also has the new and improved Encore, Kill Clip, and Eye of the Storm. At the end of the day, I'll probably be boring and go Rangefinder, Eye of the Storm, but hey, you do you. Oh, did I mention that the Truth also has access to maybe one of the best PvP origin traits in the game, Suros Synergy. Reloading your gun gives extra handling and reduced incoming weapon flinch. I know Trials can be a pain to the non-PvP players out there, but it might be worth it to get a well-rolled Truth. My commentary on the Veles-X, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, is going to be short and sweet. Ritual weapon with a curated roll, meaning no matter what, you are getting a god roll. A 4-burst pulse rifle with the ability to roll tunnel vision and kill clip together. Need I say more? Oh, I need say more? Oh, all right, fine. Well, you can pick from 4 origin traits, including the newly buffed Gun and Run, or the more straightforward One Quiet Moment. Gunnora's Axe is the newly polished Iron Banner slug shotgun, and even though I doubt it'll dethrone my god roll Adept Inquisitor, which I would literally eat glass in order to protect from being dismantled, Gunnora's is still a great contender. It's got Threat Detector, Moving Target, Iron Reach, Snapshot, Opening Shot, and Eye of the Storm. Not freaking bad. Cherry on top, the Inquisitor can only be farmed in Trials, which a lot of people hate, while Gunnora can be farmed in Iron Banner, which is a cakewalk by comparison. And just like the Inquisitor, Gunnora has access to the Suros Synergy origin trait, which I love, but also the Skulking Wolf origin trait, which the Inquisitor cannot get. If you're interested in a PvE shotty, Gunnora can roll Volt Shot, nuff said. The newly polished Ikelos SMG isn't too wildly different than its old counterpart, but version 1.0.3 is craftable, and that to me is good enough to get me hyped to go hunt one down. It can roll Volt Shot or Frenzy for PvE, which is very hot, but for PvP I will remain glued to Rangefinder in column 4 and max range overall. Should be a fun and very reliable weapon. Go get one if you can. The Wendigo grenade launcher is back with a shiny new Adept form. Yeah, you'll have to go do GM Nightfalls to get one, but it could be worse. I'm mainly interested in a PvE Wendigo that comes equipped with Explosive Light in column 4, which according to D2 Gunsmith can dish out a beefy 44% extra damage for grenade launchers. I should also probably mention that the Season 19 artifact has both Unstoppable Grenade Launcher, yay, but more importantly, Weakened Clear. When using a nade launcher, damaging a boss, champion, or breaking a shield will reload your stowed weapons and weakens the combatant. Not sure at the moment how strong the weaken effect is numerically, but at the end of the day, who cares? Built-in weaken is awesome in PvE no matter what. Retrofit Escapade is a brand new machine gun I would like to bring into PvE. It's got a lot of good perks you would normally think of, like Frenzy, Rampage, Vorpal, yada yada yada. However, I'm eyeballing the brand new perk target lock. Extra damage the longer you keep a weapon firing onto a target. Now, in theory, you pair that together with 4th times the charm in column 3 for a long string of sustained damage. We're early in the season, so I promise I'll dig deeper into the numbers when I get my hands on more loot, but I've heard reports so far that the max ceiling on target lock can potentially reach up to 40% extra damage. Although that did come from somebody who I trust, please take that with a grain of salt and wait for me or someone else in the community to hard confirm later. I'll try to keep you posted on Discord or Twitter, but yeah, apparently reaching that really high threshold is a very tight window. Like, you can't F up at all to get that very high level damage. Again, I will keep you posted. Fire and Forget is a linear fusion rifle that's essentially a stasis version of the Storm Chaser. Just like the Storm Chaser, it fires in a 3-round burst, and based on that alone, it'll probably be pretty good for PvE. Now, you might be thinking, hey, Fire and Forget doesn't get firing line like Storm Chaser, so why the f should I care about it? Fair question. Honestly, I want it for one reason which you may not care about, and that's fine, but because I'm interested in soloing content like the new dungeon coming out, I think Fire and Forget might be a pretty good option. Remember that firing line can't be procced when you're a solo player, but Focused Fury on the Fire and Forget can. Again though, if you have no interest in solo content, fair enough, but I thought I would put the vibe out there for those who are. Almost at the end, people. The Deepstone Crypt raid loot has been updated with new perk pools, and out of all the weapons on the table, I'm interested the most in Heritage, Succession, and Commemoration. Heritage has the usual great perks you would want on a slug shotgun: moving target, snapshot, threat detector, and slide shot. However, it also has something kinda wild that I think might actually wind up being a thing: hipfire grip and the all-new perk Offhand Strike. Final blows give extra range, stability, and accuracy when firing from the hip. Call me a psycho, but I think that could actually maybe work in PvP depending on how good Offhand Strike is. And update, I'll let you know as soon as I can about the perk Offhand Strike, because I ran Deepstone Crypt the other night and got a Heritage to drop with that roll. Streamer RNG, baby. Woo! Anyway, Succession has fun PvP perks, but I've got my eye on both Reconstruction and Firing Line together for a strong PvE damage dealing role. Commemoration I also want for PvE, mainly one with Reconstruction and Killing Tally. I know, Firing Line is right there, but Killing Tally's max damage threshold is technically higher at 30%, and it goes away until it's reloaded or stowed. With Reconstruction though, you can blow the mag up through the roof and fire for a long time without needing to reload. I should mention, by the way, that all the Deepstone Crypt raid weapons are craftable now, and have the new origin trait Bray Inheritance, which gives you back ability energy just for dealing damage. There are a bunch of other great weapons in Season 19. These are just the ones I want the most right now. And again, we don't even know anything about the upcoming dungeon weapons. In all honesty, they could be great too. But if there's any additional weapons that you have your eyes on right now, tell me what they are down in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet for more content throughout Season 19, and of course for Lightfall 2. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on stream.